He stayed seated on the floor long after the room had gone quiet. The silence felt unfamiliar, almost threatening at first, like stepping into a dark place without knowing what waited inside. His thoughts tried to rush back in, warning him that he was wasting time, that calm was dangerous, that if he stopped pushing, he would fall behind forever. But Daniel did something new. He didn't argue with those thoughts. He didn't chase them away either. He let them pass, like traffic outside a window. His breathing slowed, and with it, the tight grip around his chest loosened just a little. It was the first time in years his body felt even slightly safe. Not successful, not accomplished, just safe. And that small shift revealed a truth he had never been taught. Most people don't fail at changing their lives because they lack willpower. They fail because their nervous systems are exhausted and overwhelmed. For most of his life, Daniel had lived as if something bad was always about to happen. His shoulders stayed tense, even when he was alone. His jaw clenched without him noticing. Sleep never fully restored him because his body never powered down. He woke up tired, drank caffeine to force energy, then blamed himself when his focus collapsed by afternoon. Every goal felt urgent. Every mistake felt catastrophic. When he procrastinated, he hated himself for it, unaware that procrastination was his body's way of avoiding perceived danger. His nervous system didn't care about dreams or plans. Its only job was survival, and it was doing that job too well. When Daniel tried to change his life through 4 strict routines, harsh self-talk, endless pressure, his body pushed back harder. Anxiety increased. Focus disappeared. Burnout followed. He mistook this resistance as weakness, never realizing it was protection. The next day, Daniel made a quiet decision. He would stop trying to fix everything at once. Instead, he would start by teaching his body that it was safe, not with big techniques or complicated systems, but with simple signals. He stepped outside early in the morning and let sunlight hit his face. He slowed his walk instead of rushing. He breathed deeper than felt natural, extending his exhales just a little longer than his inhales. These actions didn't look impressive. No one would applaud them. But inside his body, something important was happening. Each calm breath told his nervous system, there is no emergency right now. Each moment of stillness whispered, you are allowed to exist without fighting. At first, his mind mocked these efforts. How will this change your life? It asked. Daniel didn't answer. He kept breathing. Days passed, and something subtle began to shift. His reactions soft. Situations that once sent him spiraling now felt manageable. He still had problems, deadlines, responsibilities, but they no longer felt like threats to his survival. When stress arose, he didn't immediately attack himself with criticism. He paused. He grounded himself. He learned to notice the early signs of dysregulation. Shallow breathing, racing, thoughts, tight muscles. Instead of pushing through them, he regulated first. A few deep breaths, a short walk, a moment of stillness. Only then did he act. This changed everything. For the first time, his actions came from clarity instead of panic, from choice instead of fear. Daniel realized something most self-help advice ignores. A calm nervous system creates space for better decisions. When the body feels safe, the mind becomes creative. When the body feels regulated, discipline stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like something. He noticed that tasks he used to avoid no longer felt impossible. He didn't need extreme motivation. He needed regulation. His focus improved not because he forced it, but because anxiety stopped hijacking it. His confidence grew, not because he achieved more, but because he trusted himself to handle discomfort without collapsing. He began building routines that supported calm, consistent sleep, slower mornings, less stimulation, more presence. These weren't sacrifices. They were investments. Weeks later, Daniel looked back at the man he had been, the one constantly pushing, judging, and rushing, felt compassion instead of shame. That man wasn't broken. He was overwhelmed. He had been trying to change his life while his nervous system screamed for safety. Now, Daniel understood that real growth doesn't begin with pressure. It begins with regulation. You don't climb while your body is in free fall. You stabilize first. From that stability, progress becomes possible, sustainable, real. His goals didn't disappear. They simply stopped feeling desperate. He worked steadily, rested without guilt, and responded to challenges instead of reacting to them. Life didn't suddenly become perfect, but it became manageable, and that made all the difference. Calm didn't make him weak. Calm made him capable. True transformation doesn't start in the mind alone. It starts in the body. When you regulate your nervous system, you turn off survival mode and turn on growth. A regulated body creates a clear mind, and a clear mind creates a better life. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps TrueWisdom Tales grow and brings you more stories that inspire calm, clarity, and real change.